we have somebody in the house, and you won't believe it. We had to pull her all the way from all around the world. She's a songwriter, actress, award-winning artist. She has done perfectly well for herself.
Oh, wow.
And above all of it, she's a mother.
Hey.
I don't know how she managed to do it, but she will tell us today.
Yes.
Mixing, being a mother, actress. She started from. Oh, let me not let the cat out of the bag.
No.
She's going to tell us that.
Yeah, sure.
And we have today in the house. My name is Omawumi.
Oh my wonder!
Stop. Oh my God.
Oh my wonder!
Stop it. I like it.
Omawumi, popularly known as Oma Wonder. Yeah, welcome to the Blue Basement.
Thank you.
And starting from me, my name is Jude.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take it.
Oh, Jude. Okay.
She's Josie.
Hi, Josie.
And he's Chidi.
Hi, Chidi.
Yeah, nice to have you. Oh my wonder. That is the name that I am going with,
Okay.
because you have done wondrous, wonderful, and marvelous things in the music industry. So that name, Oh my wonder, I mean, welcome.
It's a compassion of so many things.
Yes, I don't know.
She's here to tell us.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
I'm here. What else am I doing? Awesome. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So quickly, let's get into it because time is not our friend. Time is not even your friend. Because the little time you give into it, we appreciate it so much. So tell us briefly about yourself and how you got into this particular stage. That's from Omawumi to Oma Wonder.
Yeah. So fun fact, Jude and I were classmates.
Okay.
In university. So just putting it out there. That's why when you said hi, my name is Jude, I was like, oh. But I'm a product of a reality show. I was first runner-up Idols West Africa, which was the only one that was done, by the way, in 2007. Yeah, and I decided to pursue a music career because money day, for the team, So yeah, got into music and then subsequently into acting, and then I produced. It's just, like a nice long journey of, ups and downs. But I'm grateful to God for where I am right now.
Okay.
That's nice to know. For us that know the background.
You understand?
So you went to the same school with Jude.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ambrose Adler University, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and you read law?
Yes, I did.
Did you go to law school?
Absolutely not. Okay, well, see, to be fair, I was still, I think we were in top 5.
Yes.
Of the competition. So I shouldn't say absolutely not. So I'd already, done all my admission. I was posted to Lagos, everything. And it was the next week I was going to top 4.
Yes.
I say, oh man, so you go sit down, do this thing, finish. So, and that was it. My mom was not very happy with me that moment when it happened. But I just said, because while I was going through the top 10, I was still, finishing up, fine-touching my admission into law school.
Yeah.
So it was right at the last minute that I just decided not to. And I always kept saying that I was going to go back to law school.
Did you have any regret, like not going to law school?
No, I don't. I do not. I feel like, life happens. And when life happens, just go with the flow. Instead of like struggling with the tide and just say, I must know. Sometimes just go with the flow. So that's exactly what I did. I have no regrets. I'm thankful for how I found myself because I think I wouldn't say that being in the arts is easier, because it takes more creative, know-how as opposed to, being a lawyer. But I'm really thankful. I'm sure if I pursued law too, I would have excelled at it. Come on, look at me.
Sure.
Yeah. So
we know those days right from day of how we're doing.
So I think everything comes down to. You think everything comes down to gift, your potential. You think you had your gift in music more than law?
No, I knew. So the thing is, as I feel like as we all grow, I feel like we find our strengths and we find what we're good at, and then we just follow through with it.
Yeah.
Some of us find ourselves in places where we're not exceptional, but we can still, like float above water.
Yes.
So that's exactly how it was for me. Music was something that I'd already known I could sing. I've been singing since, but to transition from the talent to becoming somewhat of a quote-unquote superstar, that is where the challenge is. There's a lot of hard work, but thankfully in those days, if you put out good music, you get the recognition you deserve. You don't really need Godfather per se. Do you understand? As at then. But because I had already gotten that platform, because I had already gotten the opportunity to reduce the time where I go hustle. You know those, I should get on the hustle since before it come blow. This person hustle, it didn't happen for me like that. I went into a competition, I sang, and then so I took advantage of the short process, and that was it for me. As opposed to law, where we say for first start we charge and bill, they pursue lawyer, we grieve. Suffer before you go call reach.
So in that journey, right? At what point would you say, what was the experience that you had where you felt like, wow, I'm at the pinnacle, like I've reached a new height, where it really sank in for you, like this is really happening?
My dear, it boils down to the money. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say there are two instances I can pinpoint and say, okay, wow, because people now started listening to me, and my fan base grew, and I could feel the genuine love. So that is one. But the thing is, that is not. I feel like what I do is a job. You understand? As much as it's a passion, it's a job. And when job starts, job the end. So I'm not one of all those type of musicians that sleep in the studio rats, or just, be fixated on something. I give time for everything in my life. So to answer your question, it was the money. There was this transformation of, let me give you an example. I don't like to call figures, but the people who know. So just imagine that, okay, home and abroad, you had only like 50,000 naira. And then the next day, you are a millionaire. You know what that does? What am I going to do with, I was so confused with money. I was like, what? So it's not a lot of money right now. But then, considering where I was coming from, I use Big Joe, take the enter bus, they go school. You get what I'm saying? To going into a car shop to say, please, I'd like that Mercedes. It does it. So I think that was the point where I said, I don't blue.
But coming, your album, there is your album that I love so much, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's my first album.
That was your first, that was 2008, 2009, something like that. Yes, and that album was a huge success.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was a huge success. So, like what the question she asked, I was thinking like that album was what catapulted you into the next level before you hit your. I used to follow you. I'm telling you.
You used to?
Do you know? Let me. Yes, I used to, because at the point you disappeared. I don't know what happened, but you disappeared at the point. I used to follow your album from Wonder Woman to Last of Truth.
That's true.
I'm telling you, I used to follow them. Then at the point you disappeared. I don't know what happened.
I was born.
Because one thing about your music is, to me, your music was so natural. It was so native and natural. Listening to, Bottom Belle with flavor, and and even the one people don't know that he had music with Kiss Daniel. Yes, you did. It was excellent. So I was thinking between Wonder Woman, and Lasso of Truth. Which of these albums you think changed your whole career?
Okay, so I can't really say that a particular album did it, because like I said, I had a fan base as a product of a reality show. So all I needed to do was to take advantage of that fan base.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this much. It took a lot of hard work. Now that time I be suffer.
Oh,
Waiting I avoid, I came to meet it in front. Because yeah. So because everybody was like, okay, so yeah, you were a product of this show. Okay, what are you singing?
Yeah.
So it was such a challenge for me. And then the songs that I was hearing then, that was like the beginning or the cusp of Afro beats.
Yes.
So what I was hearing then, it wasn't difficult for me to jump on, but it wasn't me. So I went to Cobhams, which we had done the theme song for one of those companies, which I got an endorsement right out of the bat after Idols.
Yeah.
So no, Malta Guinness. Yes. So by the time I finished with them, we went on a 4-city tour. I opened for P Square. So by the time I got back and we were, recording, I said, you know what? I don't even care. As whether na kwaito, whether na jazz or any type of, as long as it is music. Do you understand? So that was the very first single that I recorded with Cobhams. Yeah. And it had this kwaito undertone, like a South African. A lot of people said, I didn't even know you were the one that did that song.
Yeah.
Were you the one that did that song? And so what that did for me was it gave me the assurance that irrespective of the genre of music, I would still enjoy myself. And it was the authenticity of me as an artist that was the thing that was going to shine.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, it wasn't particularly a body of work or an album. It was pushing my brand through my music. So the relatability was how did they say it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
People, it was like, oh, I love her. I want to connect with her because she's so relatable, So that's where I dwelt on. So it wasn't really the music. That's why you say I disappeared, because I was still making music in between.
Okay.
So would you say you kind of like discovered yourself in a way through like your music?
I know. I don't want to sound overly confident. He knows. I've always been. Have I changed? Have I changed? I think I've matured, but I don't think I've changed. I've always been like this. I've been very, very, very sure of myself.
Awesome.
So speaking from an angle from somebody that knows you very well, because
if you bring out my leg, you go.
No. I don't bring that to you.
0 to 2000. I did it.
Because I'm trying to see how you can really help or encourage those young ones coming, especially female artists. Because Omawumi as a person, she didn't start singing at West African Idol. But most people don't know that. So you are trying to say Ashake, remove Ashake, trying to say studio rat and all that, then you jump to idols. So, but there is still this thing among female artists, you in particular. Can you also give us a kind of a brief story on how you got to the idols, how you fine-tune yourself getting to the idols and all that? Because I know, I may say it, Omawumi do sing sometimes in Port Harcourt.
That's true. That's true.
Can you really relate that? Because say some people they always look when it don't done.
Then they know. So
that you create kind of a sense for those female artists.
Okay. So to be fair, it's not like I didn't work. Like I said, I've always seen this like a job.
Yeah.
So when I used to work in Port Harcourt, I did go studios. It is hard for me to say, okay, I released a couple of songs with some of my friends then. But then the ideal work was going into studios to do BGVs, backup vocals for, I do backup vocals for Abarege, do backup vocals. As I do finish, they go pay me my money, I go.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? So that was what I was, doing then. But I didn't really see myself pursuing music as a career, because I felt like I was going to stress myself before I get the kind of recognition that I wanted. So to answer your question, Jude, I happened upon it. That's why it's easier. It was easy for me to be able to separate me as an individual from me as a musician. I was passionate about singing, but I didn't pursue it as a career to say, you know, when you're fixated on something, I say, you know what, I want to be a musician, I must blow.
Do or die. Okay.
That was not it for me.
So what is your relationship with the Nigerian female artists? Like, I know back then you had a good relationship with Waje.
I still do.
And Tiwa Savage.
We're very cordial, yeah.
Yeah, very cordial. Okay, so, but, you know, I'm thinking like, Omawumi should have something, you know, cooking with...
in other words, I should be featuring them. No, I don't. Let me tell you this. It doesn't.
That's really a quarrel between female.
No, it's not that deep. It's not what you think.
Yeah.
I will speak for myself and not for anyone.
Yeah.
Anytime I want to make a song, I always know who I want. I hear the person I want on the song before I finish making the song.
Why not the female?
Why not? Now who are you? Yeah. They're not they use body till they whip ground.
Yeah.
It's who you hear. I worked with Angelique Kidjo.
Yeah, I know.
I wrote that song I released the song in 2017. I wrote that song in 2013. And go and ask Obams. The moment I wrote the song, I knew it was her I wanted on the song. I didn't know how to reach her. I didn't know anything about her. And I made sure, because I looked for her, I went through every means possible to get her on that song, because I knew that there was no way I was going to do that song without her, you know. So the fact that Tiwa and I we've not worked together, or Simi and I we've not worked together, I would really love to jump on any of their music. If they call me and say, Omawumi, when I thought of this song, I thought of you. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be, these women must work together. It's not that deep.
Yes, it's not
because
that
music for women, for everybody, if I might say, is a creative process. So who you hear is who you hear. Or you can decide, okay, from a business point of view, Wizkid is the one that is reigning now. His numbers are big. Let me go and pitch tents with him and release my song. Maybe the song will be bigger than that.
Yes.
So I don't think so. And then you have Arya Star now with Tiwa on several songs.
Yes.
You have Simi and Tiwa on songs. You have Waje. You have Tenny. You have Miniola. So that's the way it is. But because we women are not like men, their leg no they day for, if they follow music, they follow men they follow music like na do or die. Most musicians that I know, their leg no they feel, it's either they go to the club to have fun, or they're in the studio making music, because that is their sole focus, their only means of livelihood, or they're doing like interviews and all of that. So that's how men are wired. And so because of that, they're always in each other's circle. There's always a mobile producer moving with them, part of the team.
Yeah.
We go say, oh, you don't hear this song. Then they cook. I know how many times we've gone for shows as artists. All of us go gather. Next thing, once you go the Vag room, you go see Two-Face for there, or you go see producer don't they don't begin they cook something. It doesn't happen like that. Before we don't rub eyebrow finish us girls and wear corset to go the event. When one come begin they go each other room, go they say, see the producer where they follow me waka. You don't understand what I mean? It's not, so when we want to make music, we dey plan them.
Yes.
Do you understand? So that it's not that deep. It's not.
But do you think in future is there any kind of possibility
of a collaboration?
Of a collaboration.
Definitely. I'm not against it at all. If they have something that they feel I can jump on, who am I? What's why they use my voice?
If you have anything you feel they can jump into.
They're the same thing. They're the same mama bond.
Yeah, because like personally, I like to see female, collaboration. Yeah, I mean,
it's really poor.
It's okay. It's not that deep. It's all right. We don't everything. There's no blueprint.
Yeah.
No, there's no.
There's no blueprint. Nobody has to do it the way Chidi and Chudu like.
Yeah.
Please, you should allow us. Let the women breathe.
The women are breathing, but they're not giving us that flavor the men are giving us.
But like she's saying, it should be like authentic. It should come from a space that's very authentic.
Yes.
See what a woman they tell you.
Yes. I understand what Omawumi is saying, because the men's world and the women's world, they are two different things. Two different worlds.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
But you find some women who are also in that space of activity, and those are the type that you see that do those type of things, that it makes it easy for them to jump on. I can't do that. If I'm not at home following children and their homework. Do you understand? So everything is fixated on a time and a space.
Yeah.
You know, and every song is intentional. That's to further push my brand.
So bringing in the children homework. So how do you blend this, your motherhood and songwriting, acting, and still running from one show to another?
You know, I used to be very angry with that statement. I used to be very when somebody would ask me, so how do you cope? I say you're especially man we don't born. I said, do you have children? You say, I said, so how do you cope? Why don't people come and ask you, how do you cope as a father?
The artist lifestyle is different from regular going to court or going to...
No, I know. Like, as in, they don't ask the men. Men also in the industry have kids. You don't ask men. So how do you cope as a father juggling? Do you understand? I used to be pissed off at that question, but later on I now understood that men are these because they don't do anything. You know, it's very I don't shake on another table. It's very hard to find. They don't really do. It's the woman that will carry all the load on her head. So the question is valid. Initially, I used to think like, why would you ask me that? And you will not ask a man who equally is in the same industry with me and has kids. But I understand that our work is more because women, mothers are nurturers. So you can't separate us from the process. Especially for someone, let me speak for myself. I'm a very hands-on mom. So to be honest with you, I don't know how I do it. I'm grateful for the fact that I have family sometimes around me. And my husband too is a very, very supportive person. Like, I'm going to go now to go and shoot for 2 months in Nigeria. My husband will fly in.
What kind of project is that?
I'm a judge now on Nigerian Idols. Full circle moment.
Nigeria. Ooh, that's good.
Good. Judging people, do they judge you?
That's what they cuss me for Twitter.
Go Omawumi.
They say I'm too harsh. You are too harsh. Say, it's not how they treated you like this. You get to where you are in your career. I say everybody will be okay. Because there can only be one winner.
Okay. Do you think the movement from Nigeria to the States, kind of affected your career?
Well, technically, I haven't moved.
Oh, okay.
I shuttle. I've always shuttled.
Okay.
You know, it is we don't pray to say things like, oh, the country get as it be. I was fortunate enough to be in the United States when I gave birth to my 2 children. Okay. And my first daughter is 13. Okay. So you can imagine how long I've been going and coming. So most times we'll have a spot here, like, okay, we're coming here or we're going there. And in this period, you know, so it's the same thing. I go home, I come back, you know, so the kids sometimes, and you know, secondary school and primary school, you know, they had to move children. You know, so that's it. Am I here more of the time now? Possibly. But I go home and come back. I mean, just call me a global baby.
Why the production was very hard.
I'm a good. So you cannot say
Nigeria, no.
I'm global.
That was what I was thinking. I was thinking that you were fully.
No. I mean,
that's why, you know, I was supposed to get Omawumi 2 months ago.
I went to London.
Then I was supposed to get her in December. She went to Nigeria. Then February she was. I don't know. I got her this time, but she's here.
So I'm always moving about. Yes, I actually went to Nigeria in February to shoot.
This is my selfish opinion.
Yes,
suggestion.
You are allowed.
Yeah. Listening to all your hits, Oma Wonder, all your hits.
Yes, sir.
All your previous hits.
Okay.
Because your songs from 2000 and your debut single was 2008, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, sometimes I feel like maybe you can redo some of this music because they are, you know, people don't know. Some of these young people, they don't know, you know, some of your songs.
I think they don't know because they are fixated with FC and try to join a club.
I think that everything has its time and season.
Everything.
It's just like going to tell Bobby Brown now that Bobby Brown should go and remake I Don't Be Cool. You understand? It's a or you can't come with MC Hammer to say can't touch this. You can't as in it's who it now waiting from you as a musician.
Yes.
You understand? And if you go out, you will still go to the nightclubs. At some point, you will still hear one love.
Yeah.
Keep us together. So the most important thing is making timeless music.
Yeah.
As long as you make timeless music, it will never, people will still go back and look for it and bring it out and be like,
True.
There's nothing pleasurable than when new people discover your work. It's such a joy. So sometimes people will tell you, why don't you go and make Serious Love One Thing again?
Yes,
why don't you go and make
exactly. You know why? Because they just want to bring it to the picture again. They want these young people to listen to your songs again.
Tima was like, Mommy, if you don't go and do Bottom Bele,
exactly, that's my point.
He carried his sample, he went and he sampled his Bottom Bele. I was like, my brother sample, they go. Problem not deep. You understand? Because at the end of the day, the place where it come from, it not a finish.
True.
I'm not being immodest. I'm just saying that, the place where the music comes from, it will always be coming. So give chance for new things to, you understand?
Yes.
Do you ever feel like you have to reinvent yourself?
It happens. Sometimes you listen to the voices at the back of your head. Sometimes you listen to PR and everybody say, you know what you need to, everybody seems to think they know what you need to move from point A to point B. The thing is, for me, like I said, it's a job. If it does not translate to cash, I'm not doing, I'm still on my own. But I've tried that. Like branding wise, there was a time I cut my hair. When I turned 40, I just told myself, you know what? I'm not even doing this thing again. I cut my hair. I said to do the music, but I've always done it on my terms. So I just, to reiterate that, statement, I'm doing this on my terms. I did all of that. But I now realize that, Mommy, you have like almost 40 Afro wigs. Where you see the money costs to buy this wig? Give me, I call my team back again.
Because this is your style.
Yeah.
Without this,
so
this
branding wise, it will be difficult for me to say I decided on this path because I've always been somebody that jumps on multiple genres of music. Yeah. So I can't tell you, I was a jazz singer before. Now I've decided to go back to Afrobeat, or I was a high life singer before. If you listen to my body of work, you will find ballads, Afrobeat, you find reggae, you find everything. That's true. It's very hard for me to come out and say I'm rebranding. And if I want to change my style of singing, how does one change this voice? Except by surgery. So I just feel like it goes as it goes.
So with the fight of everybody trying to give their type of music a name, this one say I'm not an Afrobeat musician, this one say I'm Afro tech, I'm Afro this. So what do you call your kind of music?
Afrofusion.
Afrofusion. Because Omawumi is known for pop, Afro pop, R&B, soul. Omawumi is into
God. Fuse everything together.
That's lovely because your style is actually unique, because when you talk about Omawumi, you cannot really place Omawumi like say you're placing Afrobeat and Amapiano and all that. No. Because Omawumi's brand is truly high life music.
Yes.
That's what you think.
That's what.
But that's not really the case.
Because your music you are good at stage and live music.
Yes, that's true. To be fair.
When it comes to live music, give it to Omawumi.
Yeah.
Omawumi, I want you to hear the voice of these young boys and
that's where I'm going.
And put them in one.
Which voice is that?
These hot boys, all these hot boys, all these hot Asake. This what's their name?
Go to the place.
With the way Afrobeat is now, with your success and the present Afrobeat, the past Afrobeat, the present Afrobeat. So where do you think we are going with all these new artists and all that? And I suppose, I'm not too sure, you are a record label boss, right?
I'm an independent artist. I used to be a record label boss.
You have a record label?
I had a record label.
Oh, you closed it down?
I got to close and down, my brother. Now money. Now money.
That's where I'm coming from, where you talk about this new and all that. So what do you think is now the present progression, and where are we going to? Lyric-wise, message-wise? All of these Afrobeats.
I think we are doing great.
I think so too. And I've never been one to, in my vocabulary, there's no such thing as stupid music.
Yes.
there's no such thing as stupid music, because this stupid music person get fan base.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you trying to say that the person that is listening to that music that you categorize as stupid is stupid?
Yeah.
No, forgive my tautology.
Yeah.
So in my opinion,
Yeah.
you will always have music that appeals to people, and then you have the one that doesn't appeal to so many people. But
Yes.
music is music. And I'm very glad for the attention that we're getting right now with our genre of music. I feel it's long overdue. I love the fact that the world is now like one global village. So everybody is within reach thanks to social media. So that's the thing that tickles me right now. I've always been somebody that listens to multiple genres of music. If you listen to my playlist, your eyes will go to be like, how do you listen to this? Because I listen to country, I listen to folk, I listen to pop, I listen to everything, and I enjoy everything. So I feel like African music, I don't know, I call it Afrobeat, everybody will be okay with their name.
Yeah.
African music is definitely in an elevated place right now. These young cats are not joking. Their writing skills are on point. The producers are giving me joy. Let's just be frank. You understand? Even the one where you go visit no makers, if you still enter for a year, which day we'll talk off camera. I don't want to put myself. I was vibing to one song like that, and the song was a diss song.
What is the song?
I don't tell you that off camera. I will just tell you. The song was a diss song, and I like the two people that were dissing each other.
Yeah.
And I like them for different reasons. And they are both infamous. So don't quote me.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you clues.
Yeah.
I went to look for the song on Spotify. I was like,
Sorry.
it was not. I was so pissed.
But Omawumi, I think just like you said, Timaya said, I personally, I would love you to give us something.
Give us something.
From back, from back, pull something from behind.
Okay, you know what I'm going to tell you to do? I released a body of work last year called More.
Yeah.
Have you listened to it?
Yes, I have.
Have you listened to the song that I featured with Kobams and Timida Kolo?
Yes, I did.
So that one not good, it's not belle for you.
That one not belle for me. It's not belle for me.
I told you they see me.
No, it's not belle for me. Because Omawumi, listen to me. Maybe you don't know, or maybe I am talking too much. Omawumi, you are here.
I know where I am.
I am telling you. People should go and listen to your People should go and listen to your music. Your music can never be compared with what these people are singing now. I'm telling you, what are you saying?
I'm really grateful.
You understand? So now I feel like my sister's one of her hits should come to the to the front again
and just kill it.
I'm telling you.
But another thing, I don't know how it works.
Tell me.
I don't know how it works with these people trying to say, okay, I'm already here. Then you want to play with me, or you want to do a cover. The economic part of it, is that really the problem? I don't really know how it works.
There's so many components to it.
Yeah,
there's so many components to it. The people who have not gotten the opportunities, or rather who feel like, oh, time and chance has happened to them.
Yeah.
And then the ones who have numbers now, you will want to, like, I would really love to work with a Davido. I would love to work with Wizkid. I've worked with Wizkid before. I'd love to work with Burna Boy. The thing is, they are not they're fast small, and it's okay to say the truth.
Yes.
You understand? They are a bit far, in the sense that, before you now their record label, before you start talking to this person, it's a very long process. So sometimes, you just do the one that your power can.
But we can try. I
know it still boils down to, I don't care who anybody is, as long as I hear you in my music. I will not rest until
exactly.
That's the way it works.
I like that spirit.
So
I like the spirit.
Yeah.
I like the spirit. Organic. Nobody is unreachable. Nobody is unreachable as long as you want to, do
and then just to interject, it's not as easy as seeing the person on TV. There's a lot of work that goes on.
Yeah, that's true.
There's branding. There's personal branding. There's A&R. There's the kind of money that goes into just making one song. This my brother, they charge for one video. It's $150,000 US. I say, Jesus, that are some people's school fees.
Yes.
You understand? So the team too is also very, very important. You know, having a budget to do that.
Yeah. Sometimes you guys can be rolling together, doing things together. You see, oh, these are artists, these are celebrities. But when it comes to work,
time and
do
chance.
You know we don't have like many female artists in the industry anymore?
We do.
There's a lot.
We are many.
Really?
Yes.
You go try to listen.
If I hear your voice before, so I don't really know.
There are many. It's not competition.
Is it style? Because your style is unique. I don't know if Tiwa can blend with your style.
Of course.
For Tiwa can blend.
Yeah, of course.
But other the artists,
they
I
can.
don't know.
I can work with anybody.
Yes.
The menu.
See. Do you know who produced this song that we were talking about? I did with Kiss Daniel. Do you know who produced this?
No.
Johnny Drill. Do you understand? So all these people, there's so many of them that you will not know that their hand is inside different place that do these things. So girls are many. And they are giving me so much joy. I don't even want to. I don't like to mention them, so I will not add one and forget one.
Yeah.
But my young cats are giving me so much joy. Honestly, I won't lie.
Do you have any advice for this young cats? The female.
Waiting, I go talk. And I say, who never train himself finish that they carry dog the train? What I want advice person when we say me I see me up and come.
No, that's not true. That's not true. No.
You know, I just feel like as much as we are fixated on being a success in our different vocations, be it music industry or whatever industry we find ourselves in, I feel like we should always make sure that we are happy. Life is not all about these things. Life is about finding some sort of contentment, balance, you know, all together. So that's where I even go, because mental health is a very serious issue, you know, right now. So I don't want to be one of all those people that say you have to work hard. You have to find a way to make sure that you are getting joy as you are hustling this your hustle. That's my advice, because you go shock, another new person go come, people go buy cassette, it go exactly. you go there they say, I don't even know what happened to this person. You now start regretting your life that I didn't even enjoy this thing. So anywhere you see me, you rest assured, no, I'm enjoying myself, making my music, living my life, finding joy
and doing it your way.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's a very good advice. That's very good advice.
Well, this was wonderful. I feel like there's so much more I wanted to ask. I'm sure everybody feels the same way, but we don't have enough time today. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure.
We really enjoyed you.
I really enjoyed it too. Thank you so much.
Much success. Please, you know, come out with something soon for us. I'm sure we're all waiting on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All waiting on some new music.
Yeah, I've started recording it.
Yeah. So, Oma, wonder, before we go, there is something that we normally do at the end of our section. And, you know, it's just a small game.
I'm with you, don't worry.
Yes, the name of the game is Choose Kindness. I know you choose kindness all the time.
Yes.
Except
for some people.
You know, they say anywhere you find a human being, you'll find kindness. That's the truth. So, the game is to help somebody out there. You're going to pick something from here. Yes.
Hey! The blood of Jesus.
Pick one. Read it out for us. Read it out for us.
Oh, help someone disabled with a wheelchair.
Exactly. And God will bless you.
Amen, Jesus. Nah.
I mean,
at some point. Okay, definitely.
We will let you know when.
Yes.
We will let you know when.
Yes.
As you do this, God will bless you.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's something I would love to do.
Look for the person and let you know.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, let me know the amount too, so that I go to gather the susu now.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it would be my absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Much.
We are so glad to have you, Omawumi.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.